Today we're looking at whether a 64-year-old couple with £720,000 saved can realistically retire now and spend £3,500 a month for the rest of their lives. Meet Ian and Rachel Harris. Both are 64 and live just outside Nottingham. They've spent their lives being smart with money. Not flashy, just consistent savers. Now they're hoping to step away from work and start enjoying their time. The goal is simple: maintain a monthly lifestyle of around £3,500. Out of that, £2,800 covers their fixed costs: housing, food, bills, transport, and private healthcare. The remaining £700 is for discretionary spending, short holidays, gifts for the grandkids, and a bit of fun while they're still active. They also own their home outright. It's worth about £295,000. No mortgage, no major debts, and they're not planning to move or downsize at this stage. Both are eligible for the full UK state pension. That's about £11,500 each per year starting at age 66. Let's break down the numbers. Since Ian and Rachel are both 64 and want to retire now, they'll be drawing entirely from their savings for the next 2 years, until their state pensions kick in at 66. That means for 24 months they'll need to withdraw the full £3,500 per month, or £42,000 a year, from their portfolio. On the surface, the withdrawal rate looks safe. £42,000 per year for 2 years is £84,000 total. After that, withdrawing £19,000 a year from a remaining portfolio of over £600,000 seems manageable. But we can't ignore inflation. We also can't assume smooth market returns every year. And we absolutely have to plan for longevity, because both Ian and Rachel have healthy family histories and could easily live into their 90s. If we run a simple flat projection using a 5% average annual return and 2.5% inflation, the numbers hold up. Their portfolio doesn't run out until age 95. But that's assuming perfect conditions. No market crashes, no major health events, no large unexpected expenses. So we need to stress test it. So before we go further, we need to address risk. Because if they hit a market downturn in the next 2 to 3 years, pulling out £42,000 annually could force them to sell investments at a loss, and that could shave years off the back end of their retirement plan. In part 3, we'll walk through a more stable portfolio design, reduce that risk exposure, and test how far their money will really go, even in a market downturn. We restructured their portfolio using a 3-bucket approach. The first bucket holds 3 years of essential spending in low-risk assets. We allocated £126,000, enough to cover £3,500 per month for 3 years, into high-yield cash accounts, short-duration gilts, and fixed-rate savings. This protects them from needing to sell during a downturn. The second bucket holds the next 7 to 10 years of spending. About £250,000 was placed into a balanced mix: 50% equities, 50% bonds. This provides moderate growth, lower volatility, and allows time for recovery if markets dip. The final bucket is their long-term growth allocation, roughly £300,000 invested in global equity funds and index trackers. This money won't be touched for at least a decade, giving it time to ride out market cycles. By shifting their asset mix from 70-30 to roughly 40% equities, 60% fixed income and cash, and separating funds by time horizon, they drastically reduce their risk without giving up too much potential return. Then we revisited their state pension start dates. Originally, both planned to claim at 66, but after reviewing the numbers, Ian decided to start his at 65 to ease early drawdowns. Rachel will wait until 66 as planned, which gives her a slightly higher monthly benefit. That 1-year adjustment saves them over £18,000 in withdrawals from their portfolio. Now we needed to run final projections to see whether their target of £3,500 a month was still viable through age 95 and beyond. With the new strategy in place, we ran 2 final scenarios. We also included a downsizing fallback. If they needed to free up cash later, they could sell the home and purchase a smaller one for £225,000, unlocking £70,000 in equity. We didn't factor this into the base plan, but it's there as an extra buffer. Let's go over what this means for others in a similar position and how you can start applying the same principles. If you're in your early to mid-60s, have between £600,000 and £800,000 saved, and you're wondering if now is the right time to retire, Ian and Rachel's story is probably a lot closer to yours than you think. Without a plan, it's easy to take too much risk in your investments without realizing it, withdraw too aggressively in a down market, wait too long or too little to start your state pension, overspend early and regret it later, or underspend and feel like you never got to enjoy the money you worked so hard for. The truth is, you don't need millions to retire comfortably in the UK, but you do need a system. When to claim your state pension, how to organize your portfolio by time horizon, how to adjust spending based on market performance, and how to avoid panic when the markets dip. That's exactly what made the difference for Ian and Rachel. It wasn't magic, it wasn't luck, it was structure, flexibility, and confidence in their plan. And that's something anyone can build. If you're in a similar situation, take the time to map it out clearly. Don't rely on online calculators alone. Stress test your plan. Get clear on what you need, what you want, and what you're actually working with.